Hello, Alabama. Recruiting continues to explode. Subscribe to the channel ahead of the news. Bell, a five-star prospect who currently plays for American Heritage High School in Plantation, Florida, reported on Sunday that he has received an offer from the Alabama football program. Bell, who is already committed to the Texas Longhorns, now finds himself on the radar of one of the greatest programs in college football history. The son of former NBA player Raja Bell, Bell is already emerging as one of the top talents of his generation. Being a five-star quarterback has attracted attention from many programs, but Alabama, under Kalen DeBoer, has a track record that speaks for itself when it comes to developing elite players at the position. Bell's commitment to Texas shows his early intent, but Alabama's offer could certainly influence the path he chooses for his college football career. Bell has shown impressive skills this season, with an innate knack for connecting long passes with surgical precision to his wide receivers. His comfort in the pocket, combined with his ability to make quick decisions under pressure, makes him the type of quarterback who would fit perfectly into Alabama's offensive scheme. Additionally, Bell's ability to break out of the pocket and throw on the move adds an extra dimension to his game, something the Crimson Tide highly values in their quarterbacks, especially in an era where mobility is a key differentiator. Alabama, which continues to be a powerhouse in recruiting offensive talent, recognized Bell's potential and made an offer that not only validates his skills but also adds a new layer of intrigue to its recruiting process. It's not uncommon to see athletes re-evaluate their commitments when a school of Alabama's caliber enters the mix, and while Bell is currently committed to the Longhorns, the Crimson Tide's winning tradition and track record of developing quarterbacks could be a powerful selling point. With Alabama looking to continue its college football dynasty, a potential commitment from a quarterback of Bell's caliber would go a long way toward ensuring the team's continued success in the coming seasons. Bell has already proven that he has the tools to excel at the collegiate level, and his skills point to a bright future in college football. If Alabama can convince Bell to change his commitment, it would be yet another example of the program's drawing power and ability to mold raw talent into high-level stars. It remains to be seen how this offer will impact Bell's commitment to Texas, but one thing is for sure, Alabama is determined to compete for the nation's top prospects, and Bell is undoubtedly among them. As the recruiting process unfolds, Crimson Tide fans can look forward to seeing how this story unfolds, knowing that with Kalen DeBoer at the helm, Alabama will continue to be one of the most coveted destinations for elite players in the country. With the 2026 recruiting season still in its early stages, there is plenty of time for Bell and his family to weigh the offers and opportunities that lie ahead. However, one thing is clear, Alabama is not only interested, but committed to ensuring that its future offense continues to thrive with players who have the potential to transform the game. If Bell chooses to join the Crimson Tide, he will have the chance to make his mark on one of the most iconic programs in college football, and Alabama will have once again proven that its ability to attract the best is unmatched. This offer, then, represents more than just interest, it is a statement of intent. Alabama is always on the lookout for talent, and Bell, with his already recognized and honed skills on the field, could be the next big name to lead the Crimson Tide offense to new titles and glory. Now the other recruit is Timothy Griffin. Alabama continues to expand its recruiting ambitions for the 2025 season, and the latest name to gain attention is Timothy Griffin, a defensive end from Alcovy High School in Georgia. Griffin, who made his first cut in the recruiting process on Wednesday, singled out Alabama as one of the 8 remaining programs in the running for his signature, alongside schools such as Cincinnati, Florida, Georgia State, Florida State, Ole Miss, Tulane, and West Virginia. Griffin represents a physical force on the field. His combination of height and power makes him a valuable asset to any elite defense, and that is exactly what Alabama, under the leadership of Kalen DeBoer, is looking for to continue dominating in the trenches. Alabama was the first among the Power 4 powers to offer Griffin a scholarship, a move that reflects how highly DeBoer's coaching staff rates the player's potential. That kind of early evaluation can often make the difference in landing prospects at this level. While Griffin had planned to visit Tuscaloosa for the Georgia game, his plans were interrupted by Hurricane Helene. However, he made it clear in a recent interview that a return to Alabama is on the horizon, stating that he intends to schedule an official visit. The anticipation surrounding that visit is already high, as it could represent a turning point in his decision-making process. "Nothing set in stone right now, but I'll definitely be setting up my OV there," Griffin said. Official visits often play a crucial role, especially when it comes to high-profile prospects like himself. This opportunity to fully immerse himself in the culture of excellence that Alabama offers could be the deciding factor. Griffin has been vocal about the quality of the Alabama program, highlighting the resources the school offers for both academic and athletic development. "The program is great," Griffin said. "They have everything you need as a player and a student to be successful. All you have to do is use the resources because they have them all." This reflects the view that many of the Crimson Tide's top players have of their infrastructure, recognizing that Alabama is not only a powerhouse on the field, but also an environment that prepares its players for success off it. Timothy Griffin's presence among Alabama's top targets is yet another sign that the team is determined to further strengthen its defensive line. Griffin's ability to pressure the quarterback and force turnovers aligns perfectly with the aggressive defensive mentality that DeBoer and his new defensive coordinator, Kane Womack, are instilling in the Crimson Tide. With the end of the 2025 recruiting cycle still a ways away, Alabama fans can be optimistic that Griffin, with his impressive skills and willingness to take advantage of all the resources Alabama has to offer, can become a key part of the team's defense going forward. This initial cut of schools is just the beginning for Timothy Griffin, but there's no denying that Alabama is positioned as a favorite. The program's commitment to being a dominant force in recruiting remains unwavering, and players like Griffin could be instrumental in keeping the Crimson Tide at the top of college football. Expectations are high in Tuscaloosa, and if all goes as planned, Griffin could join a long list of stars who have built their careers at Alabama, going on to glory on both the college and NFL fields. Once again, Alabama is one step closer to securing another key piece for its future, and Timothy Griffin could be the next to don the iconic Crimson Tide uniform, ready to make his mark on one of the most legendary programs in sports history. Let's get to it. And now for Cedarian Morgan, another top recruit, an elite wide receiver in the 2026 class who is drawing attention not only from the Crimson Tide, but from several of the nation's top college football programs. Morgan, a four-star prospect who plays for Benjamin Russell High School in Alabama, recently visited Tuscaloosa to witness the Crimson Tide offense in action during their win over Georgia. And the impact was immediate. Morgan is considered one of the top wide receivers in the 2026 cycle, with offers from top programs like Miami, Ohio State, Oregon and, of course, Alabama. His visit to Bryant-Denny Stadium was not just an opportunity to watch a big game, but to observe how the Crimson Tide offense operates, and what he saw left a lasting impression. "Their offense looks good," Morgan told Touchdown Alabama, emphasizing the offensive versatility that Alabama has shown under Kalen DeBoer. "They can do it all." Morgan's comment echoes what many analysts have been saying about Alabama's offense under new leadership. With DeBoer at the helm, the Crimson Tide have demonstrated a dynamic, adaptive offensive approach focused on exploiting the weaknesses of opposing defenses. Morgan, with his sharp vision for the game, recognizes the potential and seems drawn to the style of offense that offers players like him a variety of opportunities. Versatility is one of DeBoer's hallmarks, and Morgan, with his athletic wideout skills, would be a powerful addition to that scheme. The young receiver already has a clear vision of how his game aligns with Alabama's style of offense. Morgan describes himself as a complete receiver, highlighting his ability to run precise routes and make quick breaks, as well as using his height to win aerial battles against defenders. "I'm kind of the complete package as a receiver," he said, highlighting his confidence and maturity on the field. For any team, a player with those traits is an asset, but for Alabama, where the passing attack has been a constant strength, Morgan could shine in a system that values both individual talent and offensive unit cohesion. Morgan has previously expressed his admiration for Kalen DeBoer, and mutual respect appears to be a major factor in his recruiting process. The wide receiver praised the Alabama coach, acknowledging him as an innovative offensive mind. "He's a great coach, a really cool coach," Morgan said. "He fits the style of play that I like, swinging the ball, making throws, and he's really good at it. He's been the best at it for a long time, and he likes to throw the ball." For a player who values the passing attack, knowing that DeBoer has a proven track record of developing great wide receivers and quarterbacks and sending them to the NFL is a draw that's hard to ignore. Cedarian Morgan's potential impact on Alabama's future cannot be understated. The combination of his athletic ability and the Crimson Tide's versatile offensive scheme could create a formidable partnership for years to come. He has the physicality and talent to be a lethal weapon in the air, and with the right guidance, he could easily follow in the footsteps of other great wide receivers who have come through Tuscaloosa and made history in both college and NFL football. The presence of Kalen DeBoer at the helm and the continued appeal of an iconic program like Alabama puts the Crimson Tide in a prime position to recruit Morgan. If the four-star decides to commit to Alabama, he would be another important piece in continuing the Crimson Tide's tradition of having one of the best defensive units in the country. Let's get started. Alabama head coach Kalen DeBoer has been the subject of misinterpretation, especially after the Crimson Tide's first loss to Vanderbilt in 40 years. Many expected an explosive or emotional reaction from the coach after the historic result, but DeBoer's demeanor remained calm and collected, which is no surprise to those who know him well. DeBoer is not the type of coach to act with excessive emotions or public outbursts, but that doesn't mean he is aloof or passive in his role. This quiet but steady quality of DeBoer was described most clearly by Curtis Riggs, his former quarterback in Sioux Falls and a close friend. Riggs recalls that, even as a player, DeBoer was never one to verbalize his intentions in decisive moments. "He never said anything," Riggs told AL.com, but his body language revealed that he knew he was going to make the play. That attitude continues to this day, now at the helm of one of the most powerful programs in college football, Alabama. Even in the most significant victories or the most unexpected defeats, DeBoer maintains the same emotional balance. For some Crimson Tide fans, like the infamous legend on the Feinbaum Show, this attitude can be misinterpreted. Legend expressed his frustration after the loss to Vanderbilt, saying that DeBoer's lack of visible emotion in the press conference left him not impressed. This criticism is common among fans who are accustomed to coaches who externalize their emotions in more dramatic ways. However, the real misconception is in confusing DeBoer's calmness with a lack of commitment. "We are all extremely frustrated," the coach admitted in his press conference, making it clear that the frustration is there, even if it does not manifest itself in public outbursts. DeBoer's approach, marked by a persistent calm, is often mistaken for a lack of intensity, but those who work closely with him know that the reality is quite different. Alabama General Manager Courtney Morgan, who has worked with DeBoer since his Fresno State days, emphasizes that while the coach is friendly and calm, he is not passive. "He holds people accountable," Morgan said, explaining that DeBoer doesn't need to yell and storm to ensure his expectations are met. Coach Jamarcus Shepard, who previously worked with DeBoer at Washington, echoed this sentiment, describing how the coach balances personal relationships with a strong sense of accountability. DeBoer's leadership style may be seen as a contrast to the classic image of a football coach, but that often narrow-minded view overlooks the effectiveness of his approach. He is a respected offensive mind with a history of successfully sending receivers and quarterbacks to the NFL, and that ability to develop talent is precisely what draws so many players to Alabama. Respect for him comes not from shouting on the sidelines, but from his consistency and ability to create a winning culture without resorting to tyranny or temper tantrums. "He's really misunderstood in a lot of ways," Shepard said, summing up DeBoer's essence as someone who may appear calm on the outside but is always working tirelessly to ensure the team's success. The mistake with DeBoer is to expect him to behave in the same way as other coaches who are louder and more theatrical. However, his quiet, effective style is deeply ingrained in his personality from his playing days, and it doesn't stop him from being a highly effective leader. Rather than seeking out public displays of anger or emotion, DeBoer chooses to lead with results and accountability. This is evident when Shepard reveals that when practice fights break out, DeBoer is the one who rushes in first to control the situation. He may be calm, but he is decisive and always present when needed. So when observing Kalen DeBoer's leadership at Alabama, it's important to avoid common misconceptions and understand that what defines him is not his raw emotions, but rather his calm determination and constant demand for excellence. And it is this consistency that will likely continue to bring success to the Crimson Tide. Let's hope for DeBoer's good work. And what do you think? Comment.